5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, a murder outside Phoebus High School. A live report on what went down. A terrible accident on the beach. What we know about a woman hit and killed by a fire department pickup. And bullets fly at a local gas station this morning. A man shot and killed. The gunman is still out there.
A man is found shot in the parking lot of Phoebus High School this morning. The school put on lockdown.
We're told the victim is not a student or a school employee. Tonight, police are trying to figure out how the man got there. 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton joins us live near the scene. Allie.
Well, David, police found the victim right here in this parking lot behind Phoebus High School, but they don't think the shooting happened here on school property. Investigators say the victim is not a student and is a 38-year-old man. Police placed the school on lockdown for several hours today, and dozens of parents showed up demanding answers. Inside Phoebus High School, students say they hid under their desks.
I'm nervous because I don't know what's happening. And they just told us that we have to be quiet.
Worried parents lined the street in front of the school, and they are frustrated because they say they heard from their terrified kids before they got a call from the school system.
Mom, I'm scared. I hear sirens. I don't know what's going on. They got us on lockdown. And the school ain't called. Then when they did call, it's just a voicemail.
Police say someone shot and killed a man. Medics found the victim in the school parking lot, but police don't think the shooting happened here. Linda Ford says she didn't hear any gunshots, but she did see the man struggling to stay alive and called 911.
Hit home when you see it. You know, it's not a TV show, it's real life.
Her neighbor and a few others rushed to help.
But they were trying to, two guys applied pressure with all their might. He just kept saying, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me, help me.
Police say the car down the road is connected to the investigation, and now they are just trying to find out why this all happened. And police say they are still searching for a suspect or suspects. If you know anything that can help investigators, contact the crime line. Live in Hampton, Allie Weatherton, 13 News Now.
This comes after a triple shooting following a high school football game Friday night. Just after Woodside and Denby High schools wrapped up the game at Todd Stadium, shots rang out. Police went to the scene and found a 14-year-old shot in the parking lot not far away on Hydenwood Drive. Officers found two 19-year-olds shot. The good news here, we're told everyone who was shot should be okay, but the gunman is in hiding. If you have any information that can help police make an arrest, call the crime line.
Man is dead after shots ring out at a gas station in Newport News. It happened this morning at the Exxon on Jefferson Avenue at Kate Trace's Circle. 13 News Now reporter Nico Clemens is live at that scene tonight. And Nico, there were both customers and workers there when the shooting happened, no?
That's right, David. It's been a violent couple of days in Newport News. Like you all mentioned, that shooting at Todd Stadium Friday night. And now this morning, a deadly shooting at this gas station. Several customers, employees inside at the time. One man is dead, though. I spoke with the father of one of the employees who works at the vape shop. He's just thankful and happy his son is alive.
It's very concerning, but there's way too much violence.
Sean Michael's son works at the vape shop inside.
My stomach tightened up. I became worried. I asked him, were you involved? He said no, it was next door. But he was pretty shook up.
So were dozens of other people, whether they worked at the gas station or lived in the nearby neighborhood. Police believe this is the person who shot and killed a man this morning. Officers found the victim just on the opposite side of the door.
It was my son that was in there that was a victim of this crime. That's just something you never want to see as a parent. Something you just never want to hear about.
The shooting happened just before 11. Police say the shooter took off right after. Detectives and forensic units spent hours inside gathering as much evidence as possible, including video evidence.
It just goes to show that, you know, if we don't get something done with the youth, that this cycle of violence is going to continue.
Michaels is relieved to know his son is all right, but is saddened to see another senseless shooting.
That they need to know it's okay to get punched in the face, you know? Used to use these, and you win some, you lose some, but at the end of the day, you go home. You know, this is how you unfriend somebody back in the day. Now these people are hunting each other down, shooting each other for things that are just innocuous. It's simple.
Police plan to hold a community walk tomorrow at 3 at the Kate's Trace apartment complex. It's right next to the gas station where this homicide took place. If you know where the shooting suspect is, you saw the photos, police say if you know where he is, if you recognize that man, don't approach him, but call the crime line. Live in Newport News, I'm Nico Clemens, 13 News Now.
An update to a deadly officer-involved shooting in Virginia Beach. The Commonwealth's attorney says the shooting was justified. It happened in February on Paiute Road. According to the report, 57-year-old Jeffrey Tyree had a knife and was threatening to kill himself. The report goes on to say Tyree said he was prepared to die by suicide by cop. Officers were negotiating with him when another officer tackled Tyree. While Tyree threatened the officer with a knife, that's when another officer shot and killed him. New indictments for Wesley Hatzel. The grand jury in Southampton County approved charges of possessing drugs in prison and selling drugs. He's accused of selling drugs inside the Southampton County Jail. Hatzel is also charged with murder for the 2015 death of his stepdaughter, AJ. A grand jury indicted him on the murder last year. The drug trial is set for the end of October. The murder trial is set for February of 2020.
We're learning more about a tragic accident on the Outer Banks. A fire department pickup truck hit and killed a woman on the beach Saturday in Rodanthe. 13 News Now reporter Evan Watson is at the scene tonight.
There are still tire tracks in the sand at this spot on the beach in Rodanthe where a woman died this weekend. People here say they are stunned by this horrific tragedy. It was 2:30 in the afternoon. A 70-year-old woman was tanning on the beach when the driver of a fire department pickup truck ran over her, killing her.
It's scary. You don't want to think about that stuff when you're on vacation.
The Dare County Sheriff's Office is investigating her death. The pickup truck belongs to the Chickamaucomico Volunteer Fire Department in Rodanthe. The fire chief tells 13 News Now he can't answer how this happened and what the department is doing to prevent it in the future at this point in the investigation.
Evidently they didn't see her. You know, I don't know how you could not see a body laying on the beach, but never know the conditions of the weather or whatever, so it's tragic, it's sad.
Still, beachgoers are laying out today just a football field away from where the woman died Saturday. Although they say they're definitely on alert for passing cars.
Every time we hear somebody come over, I'm like, I don't like hearing the people come by anymore.
The Dare County Sheriff's Office says the woman was visiting the area and her family knows about her death. But law enforcement is not releasing her name at this time. Gaynell Doss says she thinks the death was a freak accident, and she's also thinking about the driver of the truck.
They went through a traumatic experience. We're saving lives, not trying to end lives, so.
In Rodanthe, Evan Watson, 13 News Now.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Back in 2017, a woman sitting on the sand at the Virginia Beach oceanfront was also hit. An independent contractor working for an event organizer was driving on the sand, picking up equipment after a Labor Day weekend event when it happened. The Commonwealth's attorney later ruled there was insufficient evidence to charge the driver with a criminal or traffic offense. The woman went to the hospital with significant injuries, but she survived.
Tonight, police are investigating an attempted abduction of a young girl at a Walmart in Newport News. The 11-year-old says she was in the store on Jefferson Avenue near Brick Kiln Boulevard when a man walked up and started asking her questions. She says when she tried to walk away, he grabbed her and assaulted her. Police say she is okay. They're looking for that man tonight. Right now, an Elizabeth City woman is missing, and police are asking for your help to find her. Take a look at your screen right there. No one has seen Karen Martinez since Wednesday. She's 5'2", about 130 pounds. She was last seen on East Main Street in a black Honda Accord. If you know where she could be, call Elizabeth City Police.
A disturbing crime in Virginia Beach. A burglary just blocks from town center ends with a dog shot and killed. It happened early this morning on Liberty Bell Road. Just before 4 this morning, Herbert Culbertson heard someone kick in his front door. One suspect approached his brother on the couch and held a gun to his head. Culbertson says another person then came into his room and his 11-year-old pit bull Deuce began barking.
He got up and chased the guy down the hallway, and at the same time, roughly, I got up behind him and I heard a couple pops. Yeah, he saved my life. It's just a bad way my dog to go, like a bullet in his head. But it could have been all three of us.
Well, Virginia Beach police officers say all three men ran away. And terrifying moments for a Chesapeake mom. Someone stole her car with her 1-year-old in the back seat. That person is still on the loose. It happened around 9 Friday night. The woman called police from George Washington Highway. She told officers she went into a business, and when she came out, the car was gone. Officers pinged her cell phone, which was still in the car, and found it nearby on Excalibur Court. The child was still in the car unharmed, and police have no suspect information right now. If you know anything that can help, call the crime line.
2 school buses brushed each other this morning. The good news here is that no students were hurt. It happened on Kempsville Circle in Norfolk. School officials tell us a bus was picking up students at St. Mary's when it pulled away with the wheelchair lift down. That lift scraped the Virginia Beach school bus. 5 students were on the Norfolk school bus. Again, no one here was hurt. A boater was airlifted to the hospital last night after an accident in Gloucester County. Abington Volunteer Fire and Rescue tells us a motorboat hit an anchored sailboat in the mouth of Sarah's Creek. Someone on the sailboat went overboard. Medics pulled the boater from the water. No word on their condition tonight.
Next, active shooter training drills are happening around town. How you can take part.
You could see more snakes around your yard, and some may be poisonous. Find out why there's an uptick.
And we now know the names of 3 new red panda cubs. All of this and much more next on 13 News Now at 5.
This week, set sail with Wheel and have some fun.
Says you own a pirate ship.
I do. I own a pirate ship.
Arr. And when loot is on the line, these wheel spinners...
I just didn't want to be hurt.
...are searching for treasure.
You know how much money you won that round? No. You have any idea?
No. Go on an adventure.
Arr. Doing your pirate thing again. Yeah, I got it.
With Wheel.
Weeknights at 7.
Rudder Mills is known for exceptional client service. Some may wonder how we can afford to put that kind of time, energy, and resources into every case. But I don't see how we can afford not to. Your case is worth it. Choose Rudder Mills.
Hi, I am Kyle Shoemake, maintenance technician, and I am Buds. Proactive maintenance can help troubleshoot issues before they happen.
Bud's pre-tear up truckload sale. A complete comfort system starting at $49.99 installed.
What we achieve for patients is life-changing.
You get your smile back, your confidence back, in just one day.
A new smile at a price you can afford.
With the dignity and respect you deserve.
Don't wait another day. Nothing is more life-changing than a healthy, confident smile.
Let Affordable Dentures and Implants create your new smile. Schedule your free consultation. Call 1-800-DENTURE or visit affordabledentures.com.
Your home is your biggest asset. Is it working hard for you? If you're 62 or older, it should be. Reverse Mortgage Pro can provide a free information kit and will walk you through all the options. Eliminate your mortgage payments, pay for home improvements and home health care, and live in comfort with no monthly payments. Best of all, the house stays in your name. Sound too good to be true? It's both good and true. It's really a life-improving decision. Finding out more from Reverse Mortgage Pro is only a phone call away. Call today.
This is the nimble Chevy Trax, the versatile Chevy Equinox, the stylish all-new Chevy Blazer, and the roomy Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. The Chevy family of SUVs. No matter what you're looking for in an SUV, Chevy's got you covered.
Current competitive owners get over $6,500 below MSRP on this well-equipped Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
I mean, eating my grandmother's lasagna on Sunday was unbelievable, but the next day, it was even more unbelievable.
With our $10 take-home meal, you can choose from more than 30 made-from-scratch meals and super salad to take home with you for just $10, only at Carrabba's.
Where we spend or invest our time says everything about what matters, what we value. For us, that's time with our clients. You can't put a price on that, but you can put a name on it. Rudder Mills.
Bud's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, offering legendary service on the South Side and Peninsula since 1969.
Aramark will be hosting a job fair at ODU's Ted Constant Center September 20th from 10 to 2. On-the-spot interviews. Visit aramark.com/careers today.
Just into the newsroom, an inmate who escaped from Richmond has been captured in Philadelphia. Amir Ali is from Newport News. We're told he escaped custody on August 19th. His hands were cuffed behind his back and buckled into the back passenger side seat. The search for him led detectives through Virginia, North Carolina, and then to Philadelphia. A heads up, if you're near ODU, the school is hosting Homeland Security officials for an active shooter training drill. It's a 2-day pilot course. Today, everyone's working in classrooms, but tomorrow, there will be realistic exercises in several buildings, including Constant Hall and SB Ballard Stadium. So expect to hear the sound of gunfire. We're told it is just a drill and there is no real threat. There's one other active shooter training this week, this one in Newport News, and it's catered to civilians. Police are hosting the free class at Menonwood Retirement Community on Warwick Boulevard. It starts at 9:30 a.m., runs until noon. Well, space is limited, so if you are interested, call to secure a spot.
New at 5, it's baby season for snakes, meaning you're going to see more and more of them slithering around your yard. But experts say don't kill them. 13 News Now reporter Megan Puryear joins us with what you should do instead. Megan.
Janet, you should always call a wildlife expert to remove the snake. I caught up with an expert today who says this is the biggest time of year to see the poisonous rattlesnakes.
Oh, beautiful.
It's not the word most people use when they see a rattlesnake. But Brian Fisk of Acme Animal Control says you'll hear the rattlesnake before you even see it.
Typically, they're going to rattle at you, like distinct rattle.
And as the leaves change color and fall to the ground, you might want to be a little more careful about where you step.
They could kill a human. We have the fall coming in, so rattlesnakes are looking for places to hibernate for the winter. Plus, it's the time of the year as well that they're starting to have their babies.
Fisk says the babies are dangerous too.
If you have a baby snake and you go pick that up and it bites you, you know, it's going to dump its entire venom reserve into you, versus like an adult snake can actually give you what's called a dry bite, meaning they can bite you and not inject any venom at all.
But you're more likely to see a baby rattlesnake because they can get into spots where the other snakes can't.
Like they can go underneath the weather stripping of like a garage door, get in a shed, or in your flower bed.
Fisk says to keep snakes from coming in, you have to prep your yard.
Definitely keep your grass mowed short. Brush piles laying around, even like debris. Snakes love to get under those for protection.
And Fisk says you need to cover any hole on your house.
If you have a missing foundation vent or a crawl space door that's missing, that's an invite for rodents, which attract snakes.
Coming up on 13 News Now at 6, learn who's the most susceptible to a deadly rattlesnake bite. I'm Megan Puryear, 13 News Now.
New at 5, we now know the names of the 3 new red panda cubs at the Virginia Zoo. Meet the boys, Piercy and Lino, and little lady Chris Ann. The zoo held an auction for the naming rights. It was supposed to last 2 weeks, but it closed after 72 hours because each name reached the maximum $2,500 bid. Proceeds go to the Red Panda Network. The 3 cubs were born June 18th. No one's listening to me. They're watching the Cubs, right?
Yeah, they are.
And Mom and her Cubs will remain off exhibit until later this fall.
Oh.
All right, check this out. Over the weekend, Norfolk Animal Care Center held its 11th annual Dogs Gone Swimming event. In all, people in Hampton Roads raised more than $8,500 for the shelter. We're told that money helps with medical care and adoption support for animals at the shelter.
So much better than the snakes. All right, Hurricane Humberto is kicking up the surf along the coast and the Outer Banks. The National Weather Service is warning of a high risk of rip currents along the North Carolina coast. You're looking live at our Skyview camera in Duck. And let's show you warnings now posted by the National Weather Service. All that red you see means the surf is dangerous for all levels of swimmers. There's also a moderate risk at Hampton Roads and the Eastern Shore. So if you're heading to the beach to soak up the last little bit of summer, be careful. Fortunately for us, Hurricane Humberto will stay far away from our coast.
But it may affect our friends in Bermuda, right, Tim?
Yeah, eventually the next couple of days. It is moving away from the east coast of the United States. It is strengthening as it does so. As of the latest advisory, we're up to 90-mile-per-hour winds, higher-end Category 1 hurricane, but it is now expected to become a major Category 3 in the next 48 hours. Check it out on visible satellite imagery. The northernmost tier of those high cirrus clouds making it all the way up into the Outer Banks of North Carolina. In fact, if we go back to that duck camera, you can see those cirrus clouds right there. Not really doing much to hinder any sunshine, but just goes to show you the extent of the outflow of that hurricane. Category 1 storm right now, 90-mile-per-hour winds. It's moving off to the east-northeast, strengthening. And I stopped it here as we get into late Tuesday night when it strengthens to a Category 3 major hurricane, and then from there weakens a bit, passes by to the northwest of Bermuda, and then heads out into the open Atlantic. So it's going to create a lot of rough surf and some issues for Bermuda, but thankfully it is missing the east coast of the United States this time around. It's not the only storm out there. We also have two other areas we're watching, nothing named right now, but a cluster of thunderstorms here off the coast of Texas in the western part of the Gulf of Mexico has 20% chance of developing within the next couple of days before it moves onshore. And then another cluster here that's coined Invest 97L, 70% chance within 2 days, 90% within 5. I'm getting the next name on the list, and that's Imelda. Here closer to home, all is quiet, and all this week is going to be really nice and much cooler after today. 83 out there, feels like 85 with our dew points in the mid-60s. All through south side, all those numbers coming in the low to mid-80s, a few upper 80s like Western Branch sitting at 88. Up along the peninsula, we're at 81 Williamsburg. We crossed the river to the Rushmere at 84, 84 Newport News, Seaford 80, same in Yorktown, 80 in Buckrow Beach. Eastern Shore, a few upper 70s out in Watch Creek, 80 in Melfa, 80 now in Gloucester, down to Achilles at 83. Some North Carolina readings, 87 in Core Peak, 86 in Gatesville, 80 Currituck, upper 70s Knott's Island, Kitty Hawk sitting at 77. Here's a look at that satellite imagery again. You see those clouds way down to the south, all associated with Humberto. Bigger picture, everywhere else pretty quiet. As this storm pulls away, indirect effects here. As it moves well off to the east of the area, it's going to pull down very dry air, and that is going to be very pleasant to be outside in the next couple of days. Here's how it all plays out on Futurecast. Overnight tonight, we fall back into the mid-60s. Watch by around tomorrow morning. We see a little bit of fog developing in some spots. Some of it could be locally dense. A few more clouds in the picture into the afternoon. The backdoor cold front will drop on through. About a 20% chance of a shower with that. But what this is going to do is initiate the overall change. Shifts our winds out of the northwest, out of the northeast, and brings in much cooler air, 50s overnight, low 70s during the day, and that continues through the rest of the week. So temperature-wise, we will be cooling down in the low 70s by Thursday, but also the humidity, those dew points will be in the 50s, and when you're in that range, it feels really nice. You can open up the windows and give the air conditioners a break. So tonight, we're dropping back into the mid to upper 60s to low 70s, 69 in Gloucester, 70 in Hampton, 66 in Gatesville, 71 in Elizabeth City, and 70 in Currituck. Tomorrow, 78. Partly cloudy and breezy. An isolated shower is possible with that front dropping through. But after that, look at the stretch of weather we have in store. 71 on Thursday, only around 80, and plenty of sunshine right into the weekend.
All right, Tim, thank you. Next, a deadly explosion takes the life of a firefighter and hurts many others. What may have caused the fatal blast?
Tour what could be your next home at Rose & Womble's Open House Weekend. Our agents are ready to help you find just what you're looking for. Visit roseandwomble.com for a complete listing of our open houses near you. September 21st and 22nd, Rose & Womble Realty, connecting heart and home.
Geico makes it easy to get help when I need it. With licensed agents available 24/7, it's not just easy. It's having Jerome Bettis on your flag football team easy. Go get him, Bus!
Ooh. Come on, Bus. Come on. Hey, wait. Man, I got the flag. I got your flag, man. I got your flag.
It's Geico Easy, with licensed agents available 24/7.
49-0.
Your passion leads to many places, and it's your journey that makes all the difference. Enjoy where life takes you in a 2019 Honda Accord with available features like built-in Wi-Fi and latest advanced safety features that can even read traffic signs. Pair that with a head-up display makes this the safest and most advanced Accord ever built. Drive home this award-winning Accord for just $249 a month at your Hampton Roads Honda dealer. Honda, it's the perfect ride for Hampton Roads.
I'm Cheryl Turpin, candidate for Senate, and I sponsored this ad.
My daughter Gabby was born with a rare disease. I'm not sure what was scarier, learning that Gabby needed a liver transplant at age 2 or losing her health care at age 18. Cheryl Turpin wouldn't stop until Gabby had health care and fought to expand Medicaid for thousands in Virginia. But Republican special interests that bankroll Jen Kiggins want to deny health care for Virginians like Gabby. Don't let Kiggins and special interests take it away.
When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be. No place I'd rather be.
There's no partner I'd rather have for Cindy Crawford Home than Rooms to Go. We work with our designers to create stylish pieces, gorgeous room packages, and great looks for every room in your home. We believe you don't have to spend a lot of money to have great style. You just have to know where to shop. Come see what's new from my collection, exclusively at a Rooms to Go showroom near you.
From Window World of Tidewater, the company whose products stand the test of time, and the family who has proudly served more than 50,000 households right here in Hampton Roads. We're proud to say,
we're the Reeds, and for nearly 2 decades.
And a few generations. We've been transforming your houses to dream homes right here in Hampton Roads. Join us for a seamless remodeling experience.
So you can relax and enjoy your beautiful, energy-efficient home.
Call us today!
Tour what could be your next home at Rose & Womble's Open House Weekend. Our agents are ready to help you find just what you're looking for. Visit roseandwomble.com for a complete listing of our open houses near you. September 21st and 22nd, Rose & Womble Realty, connecting heart and home.
A developing story right now in Maine. A firefighter is dead and 6 other people are hurt after a gas explosion in Farmington.
Officials think the explosion was caused by a propane leak. ABC's Megan Tavirzian has our coverage.
The fire chief in Farmington, Maine says this may be the first firefighter death this town has ever experienced.
This debris littering the ground is all that's left of a building in Farmington, Maine after a gas explosion.
It was just total devastation. Been in law enforcement 35 years. I've never seen anything like this before in my life, except overseas. It was horrible.
Video showing the structure completely destroyed. Neighbors comparing the damage to a war zone.
It just looked like a snowstorm. All this insulation that was coming up and coming in the air, it was crazy, just like a war zone.
This morning, the fire department responding to reports of a gas smell. First responders arriving moments before the blast. The explosion so powerful, people saying they felt it in neighboring towns.
Well, I was kind of just sitting there, and then I heard like a bang, and my windows and the back glass door was shaking.
The explosion killing a firefighter. His colleagues pausing to pay respects as his body is removed from the scene.
We all know the fireman that was killed today, and it affects us tremendously.
6 others were injured and taken to area hospitals. Most were burn victims. The explosion happening at the central office for LEAP Inc., a nonprofit which provides support for people with development, cognitive, and intellectual disabilities.
We'll put the pieces back together that we get from the puzzle. Given the circumstances we have right now, it's just an unknown.
Preliminary reports lean toward a propane or natural gas leak believed to be an accident. Employees inside this building smelled propane and evacuated before the explosion. Megan Tavirzian, ABC News, New York.
Next at 5:30, a $700 million plan to turn an empty parking lot in Norfolk into a casino, but not everyone is on board. And a couple playing video games gets a terrifying surprise when SWAT comes banging on their door. Details on the so-called prank that could happen to anyone next.
Premier Roofing and Siding, they did an awesome job. We can't say enough about the company, how professional these guys were.
We love our home. We made the right choice. Premier did an awesome job.
At Superdad 16, when you're visiting your parents on break and their house is colder than your dorm room. Hashtag North Pole.
If you can't see your breath, it's fine.
Time to fix the furnace.
Found a great local contractor, positive reviews with Better Business Bureau. Check them out. Hashtag Mic Drop.
Cheap, warm, and warm with the fan. Hashtag search BBB.
At Bayside Health and Rehabilitation Center, we turn setbacks into comebacks.
Mr. Yule here was pretty motivated to get home after his surgery.
I pre-registered and was ready to get started as soon as I arrived.
We developed a customized LifeWorks rehab program just for him.
We were in the gym 7 days a week, but the therapist made sure that it was fun too. I'm just glad to be back baking cakes in my own kitchen.
Learn more at mylifeworksrehab.com.
Personalized service is not a thing of the past.
It's actually the way that we do business in our local offices.
Our teams are here to help you with all of your insurance needs.
I'm Ben Willis. I've got you covered in Virginia Beach and Norfolk.
I'm Mike Pagan. See me for coverage in Chesapeake, Portsmouth, and Suffolk.
And I'm Greg Holston. Call me. I cover Hampton and the entire peninsula.
Give us a call or stop by. And remember, when you think Geico, think local.
When our family retired from the military, we chose to buy a home in Hampton Roads. Then our house needed a few repairs. We weren't sure who to call. That's when a friend told me about Bud's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electric. Scheduling was easy, just one phone call. Their technicians are experienced and experts in their individual field. I like that I can trust one company to do all the work. So glad that I called Bud's.
I am Joe Markham.
I'm Ben Martis. I'm Derek Strader, and we are Bud's.
Our experience with Premier, it was truly awesome. We watched daily as our home was being transformed. It is absolutely beautiful, and I would highly recommend Premier to anyone.
These guys were very professional.
A home is only as good as the foundation it's built on, and these problems always get worse. Protect your greatest asset and call JES today.
That's the JES promise.
Tonight, those plans to build a casino in Norfolk are still in the works. Thanks for joining us. I'm David Allen.
And I'm Nicole Livas. So what do you think about a casino coming to Hampton Roads? It's our poll of the day. Let us know how you feel by clicking the vote tile on our app or heading to 13newsnow.com/vote.
City officials and even some residents tell 13 News Now reporter Chanu Hurd they have some concerns. Right, Chanu?
Yeah, that's right, David. It's still far from a done deal, but last week some council members seemed excited about the revenue the potential casino could bring. But Councilwoman Andrea McClellan says not so fast, as talks came up of voting for the sale of the land at next week's City Council meeting. The riverfront next to Harbor Park holds potential for one of the biggest projects in Norfolk's history. However,
there are a lot of big questions I still have left unanswered.
Councilwoman Andrea McClellan isn't ready to jump on voting to sell the land just yet to the Pamunkey tribe. Their plan is to build a $700 million casino and resort on the land.
I think that the public has a lot of questions as well, and it's really important that we provide the opportunity for them to get all the information, to digest it, to ask the questions, for us to provide the answers prior to the point at which we actually vote on this.
Last week, details on the project and revenue were released for the first time. Many council members were on board supporting the project, but Councilwoman McClellan wanted to address where the revenue would be going.
If the revenue is coming to the city, I think that my preference would be to earmark it specifically for schools and for flooding.
Norfolk resident Jacqueline Glass feels the same as the councilwoman. She thinks people in the city should have more time to learn about the project before the council votes the sale through.
I don't know that there's enough information to be for it or against it.
I see the upside, and I also see the risks. And so I think we need to just address those, get those out in the open, let the public understand them, be very transparent about that.
And at next Tuesday's council meeting, both hope residents show up to let council know how they feel about the project. All right, now Councilwoman McClellan also tells me that she's concerned about the money that will need to be spent on public safety, public transportation, and also resources to address gambling addiction. Now, ahead of next week's meeting, she says the city now has a page on its website with all the public information. Chanu Hurd, 13 News Now.
Restaurants on the Outer Banks are doing their part to help people affected by Hurricane Dorian. Dine Out for Disaster Relief is set for tomorrow. Several restaurants will donate 50% of their sales to a disaster relief fund. Find a full list of participating eateries on 13newsnow.com. There's a new campaign online to help Ocracoke and Hatteras Island rebuild. You can buy these Ocracoke Strong shirts on the Bonfire fundraising website. The shirts cost $20, and the site says proceeds will
will benefit the Outer Banks Community Foundation. The campaign has 15 more days to sell 50 shirts. We have an update on the foundation's effort to help Dare County and Ocracoke Island. The fundraiser has reached its goal and then some. More than 1,500 people donated, bringing the total to a whopping $106,000, which is $6 grand past the goal. It's not over, though. If you'd like to help out, head to this story on our website under links in the news.
Pretty terrifying Friday night for a Virginia couple. Andrew and Judy Christensen were at home playing video games. What they didn't know is that armed officers were lying down their street, thinking there was a hostage situation inside. Laura Perrott spoke with the couple.
Walk on. Your hands out. Walk on. This was the scene outside Andrew and Judy Christensen's home Friday night. The couple live streaming a game online, a hobby they like to do in their free time.
She ran back down this way a little bit.
You're fully immersed and you're not aware of anything that's happening in the house.
Meanwhile, what they didn't know, dozens of officers and SWAT team members were surrounding their home for 2 hours, carefully planning their next moves after getting reports of an assault with a deadly weapon.
They seemed to have said that children were being held hostage and shot, or that I was shot, or something along those lines.
The Christensens were victims of what's called swatting, making a false report to send emergency response teams somewhere. Andrew realized something was wrong when his brother called.
He frantically said, "Hey, I think something's going on. There's police at your house."
It was all captured on their live stream.
What do you mean?
The couple walked outside with hands up and were handcuffed.
I think I just said, this is a prank, we're getting swatted, this isn't us.
Their live stream continued. At one point, you can even see armed officers in the background. The pair still don't know who's responsible for swatting them, but now they have a message.
Parents need to educate their children how serious this is. This is a crime. People have died from this. People do die from this. The dogs could have easily been shot from this, and it's not okay.
The couple says they're thankful for how Chesterfield police handled this, and they will be holding a fundraiser for them.
Well, look up. You might see a rocket in the sky over our area. Another rocket will launch from the eastern shore tomorrow. The sounding rocket is set to blast off from NASA's Wallops Flight Facility. NASA is staying pretty tight-lipped about details because of the nature of the mission. There is no live stream of the launch, and the visitor center won't be open either, but you may be able to catch it. The launch window is between 5:30 and 8:45 tomorrow morning. Also tomorrow, it's a big day for CHKD. Construction crews will break ground on a new mental health hospital. Governor Ralph Northam is expected at the ceremony. He was a pediatric neurologist at CHKD before running for governor. The ceremony starts at 10:30 a.m. That facility is scheduled to open in 2022.
This was the first day on the job for Norfolk's new city manager. Dr. Larry Chip Filer took the oath of office today. He replaces Doug Smith, who announced back in June that he was stepping down. Filer comes to the city from ODU, where he served as the Associate Vice President for Entrepreneurship and Economic Development. Firefighters in Norfolk are hitting the streets for an annual fundraising campaign. It's time again to fill the boot. Norfolk Fire Rescue is collecting money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association. You may see them out there at intersections all across the city, including at St. Paul's Boulevard and Brambleton Avenue.
The money goes to help our families locally. The money stays local. It helps fund our camp, where our kids get to go have a barrier-free week and get to be with kids just like them that know what they're going through. It also funds our clinics, where our family members of all ages get to go and see all their doctors at once, much easier for them. And it also gives a lot of opportunities for research. That is where the most money goes to, is research to fund new treatments.
The effort really pays off. Last year, Norfolk firefighters raised more than $38,000.
Next, new evidence in the case of 2 American teens accused of killing an Italian undercover police officer.